So creators and coaches right now are printing millions of dollars with their info products right now. In this video, I'm going to be explaining the entire process from A to Z. I'm not going to gatekeep or hold anything back. The purpose of this video is just to give as much value as I can. My guarantee to you is that after watching this entire thing, I don't care if you watch half an hour, half tomorrow, because it is going to be quite a long video, but my guarantee to you is that you will be a lot better off than before. If you've got any questions as well, my link to my Instagram is in the description. It won't be a setter on there that you reach out to, it'll always be me that responds. So yeah guys, without further ado, let's just get into it. Alright, cool. So now that intro's out of the way, I'm not too sure whether I'm going to do this in like 2 or 3 parts, or I'm just going to get it all filmed tonight, because it's pretty late for me right now. But yeah, we'll see how we go. So firstly, you need to understand what platforms to leverage and then optimize content, right? So the main platforms for creators and coaches right now is Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, okay? And even if you look at the 7-11-4 rule, right, it's a framework that suggests that a consumer needs to interact with a brand in a certain way before they actually end up feeling comfortable to go ahead and make a purchase, right? So 7-11-4 rule, 7 hours. The consumer needs to spend at least 7 hours interacting with the brand's content. So this could be things like reading blog posts, watching YouTube videos, attending like a live free webinar. And then they also need 11 touch points. So the consumer needs to have 11 different interactions with the brand. So it could be through ads, it could be through a fucking newsletter, DMs, things like this, right? And then it needs to be on 4 locations, okay? So making sure that you're on each of these platforms is super, super important. And someone who's mastered this is Brez Scales. I'm not sure if you've heard of him, but this guy has so many fucking accounts on Instagram, TikTok. Obviously on YouTube he's got 1 account, but essentially his TikTok and his Instagram is all funneled into YouTube, and then obviously YouTube is funneled back into Instagram, right? So as you can see, if you go to TikTok and type in Brez Skills, look how many accounts: 190k, 100k, 100k, 140k, 113, 12k, 90k. Like there's so many accounts, and they're all getting millions of fucking likes. And where do you think these guys are going from TikTok? Straight over to YouTube, long form 30-minute long videos, and it gets people so nurtured because after they've watched his videos, they can resonate with him, they like him, it's almost like he's a friend. So when it gets to the point of actually landing on his VSL and getting ready to purchase his mentorship, they're ready, right? Because they trust him. So making sure that you're on all of these platforms is, I cannot stress how fucking important it is, okay? Now, obviously, like I said, Instagram, TikTok, funnel it into YouTube. And then obviously from YouTube, you want to get them back over to your Instagram, right? Now, the most effective platform to nurture traffic and pre-sale prospects is YouTube, without a doubt. So you can look at people like William Brown. William Brown's videos are obviously, he hasn't got any fancy thumbnails, no like BS content. It's all valuable content, and it's raw, and he prints cash with pretty much every single video he makes. I guarantee he makes at least multi-5 figures. And then obviously Brez, he's just posting lifestyle content, but you can see 65k views, 60k views, 80k views, 200k views. The amount of people consistently engaging with his YouTube content is ridiculous. So whenever you create YouTube content, you need to make sure that you've got top of the funnel content, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel, okay? So someone who does this well is TGR. So you can see that he's got middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, he's got top of funnel, and he's got such a good mix of content in here that he's pretty much mastered this, right? I don't know why that didn't outline, but yeah, he's pretty much mastered this, okay? Now, once you nurture content on YouTube, the most effective platform to then convert this attention is Instagram. So Instagram provides a huge fucking opportunity because you don't want to compete with everyone for new leads. So the simple way to do this is build up a shit ton of attention on Instagram that end up knowing you, liking you, and then trusting you. The rest of the market are fighting for the same people. So many different businesses are going for every single one of these, and this is all cold as well, but when you have a warm audience like this, why not leverage it? The opportunity you have here is fucking huge, because you have the opportunity to target leads who know you, like you, and trust you, and they're more or less ready to just pay you right now. So the way you do this is through leveraging story sequences. Very, very simple and so, so effective. Now, if you think about your stories, whenever you post a story, 90% of the people that see your story are followers. They know you, they like you, and they trust you, and they might be most of the time waiting for a solution, which most people are, right? What you want to do with stories is you don't, unless you're in this for the short term, you don't want to rinse them. You don't want to do like four CTA sequences a week. You want to do 4 a month, right? So 1 per week. In terms of lifestyle posts, like lifestyle stories, it could be a picture of food, it could be out in the car, whatever, just a lifestyle post. This is unlimited. You want to post as much as this as you can, because whenever you do this, you're just going to be building goodwill. If you just constantly post fucking sequences to get people to buy something or get people to opt in, people are just going to stop viewing your content, or they're just stop viewing your stories, or they're probably just going to stop following you, right? Because they're just going to think every single time this guy posts, he just wants us to give him something back. Now, with Instagram, you can see the biggest people in the space doing this. Okay, so you've got Iman Gadzhi. Obviously, his main account has got 2 million, but then he's got this account, Iman Gadzhi Reels. Obviously, he's sharing all of his reels here. Then you've got like this bit of a smaller account, Chat with Iman. This is where he has a lot of sequences, pretty much just answering questions and also sharing a lot more like valuable business things. And then he's got Iman Gadzhi Life as well. Like this one is again pretty much reels, but everything funnels back to his main, right? And on his main, he'll probably post a story sequence and get so much cash from that sequence you would not even fucking believe, genuinely, right? And another one here, Jordan Bound. He has the exact same setup, right? So whenever you can get attention and funnel this to your main Instagram and then leverage story sequences with the right script and the right fucking angle, you will print cash. Literally print cash. Someone else who is good at sequences, so these are CTA sequences. This is quite a hard one, and then this is a low-key one. But as you can see, what he's done here is he's also used close friends, right, which is really good as well. So, as you can see, he started off with lifestyle, then shared some results, and then he's also shared a roadmap. Again, more results here. Multiple results that are the market's best in the agency space. And again, more results here. Actually, I think, so this one was actually here, and this one, this story was the last one. So what he did was, the second to last story was his CTA, right? And then this was the last one. So it's ended on results, not a CTA. If you look at this one, he's pretty much sharing the profile funnel that he's built, and obviously sharing some of the results. There's proof here, yeah, sharing some more results, some more proof here, and then yeah, pretty much telling his audience how it's performing. And there's no CTA there, but if you're in the agency space and you see this, you'll be thinking, fuck, I need to get involved in this. So people are definitely going to swipe up and message. But even if you just share value, people are still going to swipe up. So making sure that you're posting value stories, lifestyle stories all the time is super fucking valuable. Because whenever you post a CTA story, you know that it's going to get a good performance and you're going to be able to collect a lot of cash. Right? So that is everything to cover with the content. You want really, long story short, you want to make sure that you've got content on every single one of these channels, and you want to make sure that every single piece of attention that you get, you make fucking use of it. But don't drain your audience. You're in this for the long run. Be smart. You know, don't have so many CTA sequences and stop trying to take. Give more than you take, so that when you take, you collect way more cash. And you can do this over a long period of time. It's sustainable, right? Instead of fucking competing with the rest of the market and starting off doing cold outreach, mass outreach to people that have been hit up about a similar offer thousands of times, plus they probably don't even know you if it's cold outreach, unless you're like, obviously, you've got hundreds of thousands of followers, right? Once you have set the content foundations here, then it's about doing the market research and setting the foundations for the offer. Now, a lot of people create an offer based on what they think is in demand and based on what they think the market wants, which is the most retarded shit ever. You do not create an offer based on your own assumptions. You have to collect data. You have to get people's feedback. You have to know what people want so you can create a product to supply the demand. Simple common sense. So the goal here is data. What you need to remember is your audience decides what you sell, not you. So without gathering data and feedback from your audience, you're going to build a product very little people actually need or they even want. So market research based product is going to be a 100k launch. Assumption based product is going to be a 20k launch at best. It just is. Obviously not every time you're going to be able to do a 100k launch for market research, but I can fucking guarantee if you do market research in depth and make sure you're thorough, you will have a much better launch than launching a product off assumptions. Guaranteed. Right? So how the fuck do we gather data? Okay, so this should actually be the fucking other way around. Yeah, so whenever you're a coach or creator with under 10k, you want to be doing DMs and calls. Whenever you're a creator with over 10k followers, you want to have type forms and calls. Okay, so whenever you're on Instagram, you can use things like polls, DMs, Typeform, and Calendly for the calls, right? YouTube, you want to use Typeform and Calendly. X, you want to use Typeform and Calendly. And obviously Gmail, you want to use Typeform, right? Each one of these can be used to get data from your audience. You want to have at least 10 calls with your audience and analyze previous sales calls that you might have had on the offer. And you want to make sure that you chat with active and previous clients. So whenever you have the calls and you analyze the previous sales calls, these are the things you need to take into consideration. Biggest challenges, what are the main problems and frustrations they're facing right now? Not fucking 6 months ago, not 2 months ago, right now. Right now is the most important time, okay? Objections and hesitations, what concerns or doubts that they have about investing in the solution? Bottlenecks and sticking points. What's currently stopping them from achieving their goals? Could be cash, could be fucking mindset, it could be productivity, procrastination, things like this, right? What was the reason for booking the call? What made them take action in the first place and seek help? Now, you can even ask this if you get on calls with people purely for feedback, right? Because most of the time, people that get on the call to give feedback, if they're a smart person, they know that you're going to be cooking in the background. You're going to be cooking a product, cooking a solution for their problems. So you can still ask this question, why did you get on the call today? To potentially have the opportunity to seek help in the future, right? And in thought process before and after buying, that's super, super important. What were they thinking before purchasing, and how did they feel after they purchased? Okay, whenever you're chatting with active and previous clients, you want to sort of look at results. Are they happy they took the opportunity on, which means that they're pretty much happy that they invested? Do they like the community and the people inside? And then obviously, what is most helpful? Does anything need changing, in their opinion? Right? And would they buy again? The most important part. If they wouldn't buy again, your product sucks. If they do buy again, if they would buy again, you've got a good product. All the data that you gather throughout this process, you need to create a unique selling point. Without a unique selling point, you can still successfully launch an info product, but having a USP which specifically suits and specifically attracts your audience, you're gonna have such a fucking bigger launch. Once you've done market research and you set the foundations, now it's time to actually go ahead and create the offer. And you need to use your data. There's no point doing fucking market research if you're not going to use your data. So this is where you need to create an offer statement, and there's 5 main things to get clear on. First of all, quantifiable end result. Clearly define the tangible outcome your offer delivers. So it should be measurable and specific, which is going to make it easy for your audience to understand the value. So for example, generate an additional $10,000 a month in coaching sales. Okay? You need to get clear on the time frame. Specifically, make sure you know how long it will take to achieve the promised result. You need a clear timeline because that's going to build trust and urgency with your clients, right? So, for example, in just 90 days, we help you book consistent high-ticket sales calls. Get clear on the niche, probably one of the most important, or the most important out of all of these. Identify exactly who your offer is for. the more specific you are with this, the easier it is to attract the right audience, because your offer, you want to create a USP that specifically attracts your specific niche. So for example, for online coaches struggling to convert their audience into paying clients, or it could be for online mindset coaches struggling to convert their audience into paying clients. The more you dial down, the less competition you have, and the more you can charge. Because the less competition you have, the more you're seen as an authority, right? What's a risk reversal? Remove any doubt or hesitation. And the simple way you do this is by minimizing the risk for your client. So this could be a money-back guarantee, performance-based pricing, or another form of research. Fuck that. Right? You know what I mean. So an example is, if you don't make at least 10k with our system, we work with you free until you do. Or if you don't make at least 10k with our system in 90 days, you get a full refund. Get clear on the unique mechanism as well. That's super fucking important, because pretty much you want to be able to explain what makes your method or system different from everything else on the market. And this is going to give your offer the competitive edge, instead of just fucking copy and pasting someone else's offer. So for example, we use our authority growth framework to position you as the go-to expert in your such and such niche, right? So an example of all of this being used very well on a VSL is AGP. I believe the owner of this agency is called Ethan Welby. So as you can see, he said how to add $30,000 to $100,000 per month while booking 50 to 100 qualified monthly calls on a pay on results basis, removing yourself from the day-to-day. So pretty much everything here is covered within that alone, right? And then you can see below, without offering crazy guarantees, spamming prospects or cold calling, or even if you tried courses, coaching, agencies, or hiring team members. So you can see that every single sort of kind of objection there of, I've already tried this, I've done this, how many courses I'm going to be booking, what is the outcome. It's all literally all covered. And then obviously he's got a video here which obviously will explain more about the offer. Once you have got clear on your offer statement, you then want to get to design your product or your program. And how you do this is genuinely going to determine the scalability of the offer. So there is three main designs that you can go for, really. So obviously, first of all, you've got intimate one-to-one coaching. So you've got 5 to 10 clients, price it at 5 to 10k, 2 to 6 months period, 1 to 2 one-on-one calls per week, and then also they also get access to your private phone number, texts, which could be part of the USP, right? Then you've got 1 to group coaching, so you're working with 10 to 30 clients, you price it at $4,000 to $8,000, 2 to 6 month period, 2 to 4 group calls per week, 1 one-on-one call per month, and then again, they also get a private phone number here for texts, they get a community, and all the foundations that you would sort of usually... Whenever you have foundations pre-recorded, it stops you repeating yourself every single client that you work with. It saves a shit ton of time, and it's just common sense, really, honestly. So yeah, and then obviously you can have like an inner circle as well. So this is where you'll have 25 to 100 clients. It's 2 to 5k, 2 to 6 month period, 1 group call per week, 3 team calls per week, 1 to 3 coaches for the members inside of the program, and entire pre-recorded course. But you want to make sure that this course is very detailed and it's actually valuable, because a lot of people have courses and they are dog shit, genuinely dog shit. Where can you host this? Very simple. WhatsApp, Discord, and School. These are by far the best platforms to host these types of programs or products, whatever you want to call them, right? So what's the goal out of this stage here? What's the main takeaways? You want to have an offer statement that sells itself. You want to have a leveraged product design, and you want to have a results generating product, because without this, you'll be dead in 12 months. And you want to constantly refine and optimize the entire process. So as you take on more clients and they go through this entire product or program, you want to get data and feedback all of the time from them so that you can keep on improving the entire process, right? And that's how you're going to build the best product in your niche. If you just build once and you don't make any changes, any improvements to the offer and to the program, then you're just going to be completely fucking annihilated by a competitor. You just are. Okay, so now you've done your market research, you've set the foundations, you've created your offer, you've designed your product or program. Now it's time to do the funnel and content asset creation. Super, super important part. Now what I'll say here is it's more about quality than quantity, because whenever you have quantity, you are generally going to come out with less cash, whereas when you have quality, you'll come out with more cash and you'll come out with better clients as well. So you're going to get better results, right? You want to optimize for both, but if you were to pick one, it has to be quality. So by now you've studied and researched your audience and your market, so you know who your ICP is, the solution that's going to solve their problems, and also the dream outcome that your ICP wants to get to. Now, the goal of a funnel is simple, right? You've got warm leads, they're seeking extra information, they enter your funnel, and then they break through the fucking wall. Because there's still a wall there, because they don't know enough about the product. So the funnel is designed to be more specific and more detailed about your product, offer more results, social proof, things like this, so they can break through that barrier, and then they become an educated buyer and make an educated purchase. So the way is to close on a call. If you have warm leads here on your Instagram and you pretty much just get them straight onto a call, I can guarantee you the closing rate will be diabolical. Whereas if you make sure that you go through a funnel that's super valuable and has a lot of results on there, whether it be personal or from previous clients, that barrier is going to be down before the call. So the calls are almost going to be onboarding calls, not so much, sales calls, right? So you're probably wondering, what are the different types of funnels? Now I'm going to break down like the most used ones right now. But you want to pick, whenever you're choosing what funnel to use, you want to pick one that suits you and also suits your offer, but also suits your audience as well, right? Now, the first one is webinars. So you're creating hype around a specific date and time. You've got unlimited attendance, or you can even cap this if you wanted to. And then after the webinar ends, there's a buy link, and the buy link has a high conversion rate. You can also use VSLs, obviously the most popular funnel of all time. So you've got a short video to explain your program, pinpoints it solves, the desired outcome, the risk reversal, the offer, and a ton of results. Then it's got a link to a Calendly. Then you can also share what is discussed on the call, and then you can just share tons more results. Now, one of the best performing VSLs on the market right now has got to be Charlie Morgan's. It's got to be. So obviously, as you can see, he's calling out who he's targeting: marketing agency owners, coaches, consultants, course sellers. Discover how we can guarantee you 20 plus high ticket clients in the next 180 days. And obviously he's got this video here where he pretty much explains the offer and also shares some results. And then what he's got is a place where they can book a call, and then they are led to the confirmation page. So this is where they pretty much share some information and details that you need to know before turning up to the call, so that when people turn up to a call from this, they're warm, right? Usually ready to buy. And then obviously, as you can see here as well, they also share what they're going to speak about on the call. And then a shit ton of results here. And Charlie Morgan's got fucking thousands of results. He's making a disgusting amount of money from his program. You can also have a community funnel. This is where you get people inside of like a free school group or even a super low ticket school group, provide a ton of free value, educate people on their problems, educates people on the offer and the process, and then there's a high ticket offer upsell option, right? So it could be inner circle, it could be one-to-one mentorship, right? You can do this on school or you can do this on Discord, it really don't matter. Although I think for this type of funnel, it'd be best to run it on school. Now you've also got lead magnets. Lead magnets are really good as well. So what a lead magnet is it's a landing page with a gate video. So whenever they click on this, they're led to this form. So they can't watch this video until they fill out this form, right? And then the video pretty much educates and vision seeds, which means it makes the viewer imagine what their life would look like after going through the program, and then they back this with results and proof of people like themselves that succeeded, and then obviously provide a shit ton of social proof as well, right? So again, I'm using Breadskills here, just a really good example. So obviously there's stage 1, stage 2, they fill out the form, they get access to the video, and then they also have an option to apply for one-to-one coaching, which takes them to this type form. Now what this type form does is, if they are qualified, then they get redirected to Calendly, where they can go ahead and book a call to then obviously have the opportunity to join Brez's program, right? But again, you need to be super precise and make a calculated decision as to which funnel will perform the best. And you want to base this off your traffic source. Have your leads already been through the value funnel? You know, is it primarily cold or warm traffic? Can they achieve results alone or with minimal manual input on your end? And do they have the time to walk through the funnel? So for example, if you're targeting people in the corporate world, do they have time to be watching these 1 hour long videos, you know, opening all the emails, looking at all the results? Probably fucking not, really. Whereas if you're targeting some 17-year-old who's in college for 3 hours a week, they're going to go through the funnel, right? So to pretty much host these funnels, you can use ClickFunnels, but I prefer high level. And then obviously if you want to run a webinar, you want to pretty much integrate Webinar Jam and high level to do that, right? Or Webinar Jam and ClickFunnels. Moving on to content assets creation. You want to have a pre-call asset and a pre-call VSL. The goal of the pre-call asset is that you only have calls with educated prospects, and it's going to reduce a lot of friction on the call. So based off market research, answer all the most common questions and handle the objections within that video. Pre-call VSL creation, the goal of this is prospects understand the offer, they understand what pain it solves, they see the uniqueness of it, and they understand all of the deliverables. The funnel and content asset creation is very, very important, and it doesn't need to take a lot of time, but you want to make it simple, but at the same time you want to make sure that it is detailed, but detailed in a way that's not fucking like super, super long to go through, if that makes sense, right? So pretty much just pack this entire process with value. Now you're at a stage where you have created the offer, you've created the funnel, you've got your content assets ready. Now you need to prepare for the actual launch. And this is all about creating as much hype as possible. I'm going to get rid of that because it's pissed me off, but yeah. You want to create a shit ton of hype here, right? So it really just comes down to that the more hype you create, the more money you're going to make. Simple as that. So, pre-launch process, day 1 to 2. What you're going to do is you're going to post an IG reel, you're going to change all the YouTube descriptions, and then on YouTube, Discord, and school, you're going to post in the announcements section, and then you're going to post a story sequence. This isn't with a CTA, this is like making people aware that something big's coming, right? And every single one of these here, you want to make sure that it leads to a lead magnet. So it could be like a free training, okay? And this is where you're going to be able to collect the name, number, and email. Then from day 2 to 5, you're going to start posting daily stories, so 2 to 5 lifestyle stories and 1 educational one. Daily reels, so educational and vision seeding. And then again, educational emails, obviously like I explained that Brez has when you opt in to the lead magnet. And then a call to action to then go ahead and make sure that you watch the lead magnet training, right? And you want to have this daily emails, okay? And then Discord and school reminders as well. Every single, I'd say every 2 days. Every day is a bit pushy. Every 2 days will work well. So, on day 6, you're going to launch. And this is where you're going to announce the magnetic offer. And what I mean by a magnetic offer is that whenever somebody sees your offer, they are like, holy shit, I need to get in this. So you're going to post a story sequence, you're going to schedule the YouTube like undercover VSL. Pretty much what that is it's just a normal YouTube video, but it's heavily focused around your offer whilst providing value, right? You're going to post an IG reel, you're going to announce it in, you know, the YouTube post section, the Discord and the school, and then your setter is able to start booking appointments and dial in people. You want to make sure that all the attention here goes through the funnel. Super important. So on day 7 to 10, you're going to post story sequences. So these story sequences, by the way, is every single day. So day 7, 8, 9 and 10, you're going to have a sequence. Okay? And then obviously you're going to be posting reels. You're going to be announcing it in these channels again. And your setter is booking appointments, dialing. So you can also have a pre-launch email sequence and a pre-launch YouTube strategy. So I'm going to break this down as simple as possible. With emails, on day 1, you're going to grab attention. So ask them to reply with a yes or like a thumbs up. And this is pretty much going to avoid landing in spam. Then on day 2, you're going to raise awareness. Day 3, you're going to sort of discuss like your personal story and come up, which is what Brez does. Day 4, you're going to share case studies. So you're going to share case studies, results, and testimonials that I've just fucked up there. Day 5, you're going to send them a wait list. So this is where they can fill in a form, and their details are then submitted to the wait list. So with YouTube, on day 1, what you're going to do is you're going to create an announcement in the community section. Then you're going to wait, and on day 4 is when you schedule the VSL. You schedule the VSL. Then on day 8, the video is going to go live, and the landing page is going to be attached. So in the description, viewers are going to be able to click that and then start going through the funnel. Okay. So if you're using Discord or School, you can also have a strat here as well. So on day 1, you're going to tease with a magnetic offer. Day 2 to 4, you're going to interact and communicate a lot, right? Be super active inside of the channels. And yeah, on day 5, you're going to launch with a magnetic offer. Okay? And the goal of this entire the goal of this here to prepare and launch is, first of all, have a shit ton of attention, book a ton of calls and build a massive lead list, and create hype that makes people talk about your offer, even at home. When I was writing this down, typing this out, I always think back to when I bought my first course. I was fucking yapping at home. I was like, yeah, I'm getting into this course. I'm going to do this. Like, I would not stop talking about things. And then when it launched, I was in. 10 minutes as it launched, I was in there, right? Because when you build that hype and you get people talking, whether you're talking to your parents, to your friends, to your cousins, whatever, like, it's just going to spread the word, and the more word and hype you spread, the more people are going to go through the funnel, and ultimately the more people are going to buy, right? And yeah, you want to collect phone numbers and emails. Without this fucking entire process is genuinely pointless. So now that you're prepared for the launch, you want to build out a sales process. Super important. And the goal here really is to make sure that every single lead is used, right? So they either end up buying or they get a seat within your ecosystem. So if they don't buy, they might buy like 3 months down the line because they stayed within the ecosystem. They keep on seeing your content, they keep on seeing your results, they keep on seeing your story sequences. So down the line, they really have no other choice because they've gone through so many fucking trial and error, so many painful experiences with their problem, that they're like, my only solution is this offer, and they'll buy, right? Now, once you launch and you get a lot of booked calls, the sales process does not end there, right? Do not think for 1 minute that when you book calls, you're going to close them all. Booking more calls is not going to scale the offer without a sales process in place. So if you leave it here, you'll have a low show rate, an even worse closing rate, and quite frankly, a complete wasted launch. Genuinely a wasted launch. So what you want to do first is set up a call workflow. So when somebody books a call, there's going to be automated actions and there's going to be manual. So the automated actions is they're going to be redirected to the pre-call assets instantly. They're going to instantly be sent a confirmation email with a link to go watch the pre-call assets. And the reminder emails, like the reminder, they are value emails, right? So 48 hours before, they're going to get a mail and text reminder plus a testimonial. let me just check that. 24 hours before the call, they're going to get a mail and text reminder plus a testimonial. 12 hours before the call, they're going to get a mail and text reminder plus a testimonial. 6 hours before the call, they're going to get mail and text reminder plus a testimonial. 1 hour before the call, mail and text reminder. 15 minutes before the call, mail and text reminder. And 2 minutes before the call, mail and text with the Zoom or Google Meet link. Okay. The manual actions to follow is you're going to dial, qualify, and confirm the booking. This is 0 to 4 hours after call has been booked. So Set is going to be doing this and this as well, which is send a VSL on WhatsApp to have a business WhatsApp and pretty much send the VSL on WhatsApp to them. And that's after they've been dialed. Then they're going to get reminder 1, which is 4 hours before the call. And this is actually done by the closer, by the way. So that, this shouldn't say setter. This is actually the closer, right? So they're going to get a reminder 4 hours before the call, a reminder 1 hour before the call, a reminder 15 minutes before the call, and then they're also going to get WhatsApp. They're also going to get the link of WhatsApp to them 5 minutes before the call. So the WhatsApp group that they are added to here is going to include the prospect, the setter, and the closer, if you're using a closer. If you're not using a closer, it's just you and a setter. If they are using a closer, it's you, the setter, the closer, and the prospect. Okay? Super personalized. Right? If they didn't book a call, then what's going to happen again here is there's going to be automated and manual actions. So the automated actions is they're going to get a testimonial email, a CTA email, a value plus testimonial email, another CTA email, a breakdown of your personal journey from X to Y, and another CTA email. Right? Then the manual actions is they get dialed, and this is 24 to 48 hours after they don't book a call. And if they end up booking a call, you just carry out the manual actions as normal from here. Okay. Now, if you dial them and there's no response, you're going to text them, which is going to be instantly after. Then, if they don't respond 24 to 40 hours after, you're going to dial. And then, if they don't respond again, you're going to send them a text. And you want to repeat this process 3 to 5 times. And if you get to the end of this and they still haven't booked in a call, then they are most likely a dead lead. But you can then put them into a CRM where you just contact them a month or 2 down the line, right? So the goal here is to fill calendar with qualified calls, not unqualified, because it's a waste of time. And you want to build trust and authority before the call. Waste 0 fucking leads. Every single lead you get, make the most use out of them, please. Right? And you want to have a high closing rate as a result of the systems that you have in place here, right? So turns out I've got to go pick someone up now. I'm getting pinged badly, so I'm going to carry on this video tomorrow. So yeah, I shall catch you guys tomorrow. Alright, cool. So it actually is like 2 days later, but we're back, right? So last time I spoke, we covered obviously the platforms to leverage, optimizing content, market research, creating the offer, creating the funnel, creating the content assets, and then preparing for launch. And then we also spoke about the sales process, right? Now it's time to think about the onboarding and how you're going to fulfill clients. Okay, now the main objective here is to make sure that every single client feels special and valued. Super, super important. So it's important that you not only have a streamlined onboarding process, but you make sure that they feel like they have a return on investment instantly through value and personalization, because then you're creating that relationship. So the first 5 to 7 days of onboarding a client is the most important part of the entire process, because it sets the foundations to how successful they're going to be within your program and whilst working with you. Okay, so this is the onboarding process. Okay, you collect payment and then there's going to be automated and manual actions. So in terms of the automated actions, as soon as you collect payment here, what's going to happen is they're going to get an onboarding email. So it's going to pretty much have like a welcome and introduction video, just explaining the next steps, what the process is going to look like moving forward. And then there's also going to be a Calendly link where they can go ahead and book their first call with you, right? They're also going to get access to the community and the course. Whenever they get access to these as well, you want to have an explanation video, pretty much explaining, the community, where to start, channels, etc. Right? And that's after the first call. So in terms of manual actions, with the first call, you're going to send them a text reminder 3 hours before the call, right? And pretty much on this call, you just want to be setting the tone, create a personalised roadmap with them, and set clear expectations and clear milestones that you can both work towards. Make sure you have a clear vision for them and schedule the second call. Making sure that they have a clear vision, they know the exact steps going forward, is super, super important to make sure that they pretty much get the best results, okay? And yeah, obviously this is like 1 to 2 days after the close. This should all be done. Now, the goal of the onboarding process is to understand exactly where they are, where they want to go, and then based on this, create a personalised game plan for them to get there. Actually get there. Not think about and dream about, actually get there. And you also want to make sure every student or client feels as welcome as possible. Super, super important. You want to make them feel like they're part of a community, part of like a family almost, right? So the goal here, make them feel like their investment was 100% worth it, and they don't have the thought of, I shouldn't have fucking done this. I should not have invested 3k into this guy. You want to make them feel excited throughout the entire process, and certain things that you can put into place in order to do that. Okay. Now, obviously, I've given a brief overview of what you can do here to enable this, but be creative. Think about your ideal client. What would they want? What do they need to feel motivated and excited and driven? And then just implement it into your program. So moving on to fulfillment. So this should actually have been below here. I don't know why I put it up here, but it doesn't matter. So the main goal of fulfillment is to get the best results you can for every single one of your students. Because you're going to create a flywheel for yourself. Case study flywheel. The more testimonials, case studies and results you get, the more social proof you're going to have. Then the more clients you're able to get, and then the better fulfillment. Because the more clients you take on, then you're able to collect so many more data points on fulfillment, and therefore it's just going to get better and better and better over time. Like I said earlier, you don't want to just build the product once and never make any changes or improvements to it, because you'll get absolutely outrun in the market. You will. Now with fulfillment, you want to make sure that you're keeping track of everything that happens. Their progress, number of calls they've had, payment plan, all of their wins, all of their struggles, etc., etc. And you're probably thinking, well, why do I need to keep track of everything? And the reason being is because you want to know the success rate of your program, first of all. You want to see what is and what isn't working. And you want to understand where every single person is within their journey, right? And you just want to be up to date. This is the most important part. You want to be up to date all the time for your students, right? And as you scale, you're going to need to get a CSM, which is a client success manager. If you're working with 30 plus clients, you should definitely get a CSM. And if you're a creator right now and you have, let's say, a clothing brand, for example, or you're running dropshipping stores, and you want to scale an info product as well, I would genuinely get a CSM after 10 clients. So you can just keep on scaling and scaling and scaling whilst maintaining a good level of results in your program, right? So fulfillment is really up to you. I can't really help you out that much with fulfillment, but what I can help you do is systemize and automate parts of it where necessary. So all the tasks that you'd usually repeat, we can systemize that, we can put automations in place, and it makes the whole operation a lot easier to manage. Okay? So the goal is to get as many killer results as possible and make sure that you are constantly updated on each student's progress. This is the main goal of fulfillment. Okay? Because the better results you get, the better attention you get on the front end. And the better attention you get on the front end, the more you're going to collect in cash. Because as soon as you're seen in the market as the authority with the best results, you can go from charging 3k to 6k to 10k to potentially even 20k plus. So it's a constant upwards path, I guess. I can't think of any other word. You know what I mean? It can only go upwards if you get results. If you don't get results, you'll be dead in 12 months. Okay? So, the last part, scaling the offer. Very, very important, because before scaling, you need to know how far you want to take the offer. Because if you only want to take on under 10 clients per month, then you should not need to introduce scaling strategies. However, if you want to scale and you want to take this to the next level, this is where you need a solid plan in place. So, think about traffic sources. It's simple. You've got paid and you've got organic. With paid, you pay for every single person who comes into your funnel. Most people suck at ads. And the reason they suck at ads is because they just overcomplicate the entire process. Whenever you run ads and whenever you're paying for attention and paying for people to go into your funnel, test creatives, test copy, and start with a small budget. You don't have to start with $200 a day. You can start with $50 a day. And then you can just scale with what works. So you want to be testing the hook, CTA, angles, and the style of the ad. So the ad format should be, this is like for video ads. You want to have a hook, you want to educate and give information, and then you want to have a clear call to action at the end. And it needs to be an exciting, engaging ad. If you're boring, if you're the like I've got here, if you're the personality of a chair, and you just sound boring as fuck, honestly, like there's generally probably nothing you can do about it in the short term. But if you are like that, your ads will not perform. They won't perform. If somebody thinks you're boring, why are they going to pay you 3k? They're not. They'd rather pay 3k to someone who seems a bit more upbeat and they might have a worse offer. It's just how the world works, unfortunately. So moving on to organic, you want to get as many people to watch your top of funnel content. And then with your value funnel in place, you can then convert some of the attention generated from here. So with organic, don't be a bot and try to impersonate others. Be yourself, be authentic, because this is what's going to land the best clients. If you see someone in the market right now and you think, I'm going to change my personality and try to match them, people are going to pick up on that. You're going to look like a bot, second of all. And thirdly, people can see through the bullshit. If you're authentic and you're transparent about where you are and where you want to get and what value you can bring, people are a lot more open to hearing you out and working with you. It's just how it works. Like, just don't be the person that's like trying to impersonate someone who's at a different level to you, because it's never going to work. So if you want to scale to huge operations, then you want to use ads and organic. If you want to scale with high margins, just use organic. If you want a few extra clients without being so content heavy, which means without posting reels every single day and YouTube videos all the time, then just use ads. Simple. Okay? So the goal of this entire stage of scaling is you want to scale based on your goals and what you know you can manage. There is no point in you taking on 50 clients when you know that every single one of these clients has a low chance of getting results. Figure out how much time you can spend on fulfillment, and then figure out how many clients you can take on based on this, and make sure that you can get them results. You want to have a systemized scaling strategy. You don't want to have a strat where it takes ridiculous amount of time to manage. You want to have it systemized, streamlined, and very, very manageable. Okay. Now, if you are looking to scale to huge operations, look at new horizons. You can even branch off and target other areas of the market, right? And then you want to have a lean team that kills it at scale. You don't need a huge team. You just need a small team that fucking kills it. No slackers, people that work hard, and people that are innovative as well. Innovative. Because whenever somebody's just a robot and they're following a script, following an SOP, they're not really having any thoughts inside their mind, then these are they're good, but you want to have people that bring value to the table as well, because that's what's going to help you scale like above and beyond. Because you've got these ideas, you can kill it on your own, but there's certain things that you will not think about that others will, and you'll have access to that information to then go ahead and implement into the operations, which is just going to lead to better results. Okay.
So I hope that video has been helpful. Obviously, I know it's been a long one, but yeah, the point of it is just to give as much value as possible to you guys. But yeah, if you want to get in contact with me, my Instagram link is in the description. Obviously, if you want to sort of find out how I can help you implement this entire process, pretty much entirely done for you, then yeah, obviously get in touch with me on Instagram. We can have a chat there. It won't be with a setter, it will be with me personally. But yeah, apart from that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.